Hi, my name is Savage Hess, and I will be telling you my ghost story. But before I do, does anyone here is haunted? Mm. Well, I am too, but it's a little different. Because you see, instead of haunting my home, my ghost, he haunts my phone. And like an electronic Ouija board, he etches his messages with pixelated parts upon my pale screen. And occasionally, ring, ring, he'll call me from the pits of his purgatory, using his phantasmal voice to pierce through that device. And he'll be reminiscing about a life long lost, moments missed out on, and yearning for years yet to come. But despite that faulty optimism, I can't help but secretly pray that those promises turn to prophecy, and that one day I'll have my ghost by my side again, making memories. And those close to me know it too, because after each ethereal encounter, I kind of stand off, staring, silently. So one day, my not-so-wicked witch went to me and said, "We should just go. Just whisk ourselves away to the land of limbo that he lives in." And I said, "That's crazy, because that's a dangerous journey, a long, who knows what could happen. I've never gone that far before." But he said to me, "But you miss him, don't you?" I said, Yeah, I guess I do. Screw it, let's go through with it." And so away we went. We went upon this bronze bird that flew, and it flew beyond everything I knew. And as we flew, I sat there in my seat, and I looked down. And I saw miles and miles below me, just ocean of land passing by me. And my stomach, it plummeted to meet it. And I was sitting there, frozen. And my witchy saw this, and he said, "Don't worry, we'll be fine. Trust me." And before I even knew it, we had landed, and we were fine. And while we departed, we decided to drive using the witch's wicked wheels. And we drove for days on end, until eventually we came across these woods, which I had heard are where werewolves whisper in the wind. And the smell of timber, it seeped through my senses. And I swear, at some point, I saw something slimy slick out of sight. And it left me shaking. And my heart, it was pounding. Beep, beep, beep. And before I was left there just petrified. And my witch, he saw this, and he went to me, and he said, "Trust me, it'll be fine. We'll make it out just okay." And before I even realized it, we did. We were out of those woods, and we were on our way again. Until eventually, we encountered this concrete city lined with the living dead, their life forces leached away by these flickering lights. And we peered around each corner, pouncing from point to point, trying to stay out of sight. But this idea started nagging away, eating away at my thoughts. What if I got trapped? What if I got stuck here and became like one of them? And it left me shaking. And then my witch, he grabbed a hold of me and he said, "Trust me, we'll be fine." And before I even realized it, we'd made our way out. And we continued on our journey. And we continued on until eventually we encountered this formidable fortress that echoed gray and grim of these lost souls within. My ghost, but one of them. Around it, surrounding, were tatering towers looking out, and a forest of metal bushes brandishing their barbs, and this gaping gate with a guard peering over his podium. And I made my way within, my witch at my side, and I looked up and I said, I'm here to see someone." And this guard, he leaned in and he said, "You're late." And at that, I felt that all far too familiar feeling of a twisted fate, of a broken promise finding its way home. And my witch, he grabbed a hold of me and he said, "Trust me, it's going to be fine." And at that, the guard, on his sick facsimile of a face, this slimy smile slid upon it, and he said, "But perhaps they saved you a seat." And at that, I let myself feel that hope again. And we continued on our way. Lines of guards, each watching our every move, looking for any sign of humanity that those within were forced to be without. Until we have finally encountered this concert of chairs. Surrounding them were other families, friends, making their way, and we found our way within those chairs as well. And one by one, ghosts began pouring out, reaching to their own. And I looked one after another, looking for mine. And then I saw him. And then he saw me, and he gave this goofy grin that I could hardly remember. And he came over and hugged me for every month that he missed. And when we finally separated, I looked him in the eyes and I said, "Hi, Dad."